Hi, I'm Rachel, and I'm here to do the Author's Answer series. The Author's Answer series was started by J.D. Archer and his writing group, so I'll link his playlist down below, and also my own AuthorTube playlist. I've been answering these questions sequentially, one per month. And for this month, I'm up to question number 20, which feels apropos, or interesting at least, from the perspective of a little over halfway through Nano, which is what is difficult about writing fiction? So I'm in the middle of writing a first draft of a fantasy project, and it's been a while since, well, I've written fantasy, serious fantasy, and also I guess since I've written a first draft, although technically I also wrote a first draft back in October, just a 2,000 word short story, and that also somehow felt like pulling teeth. I guess I'm not always the sort of person anymore who feels that constant inspiration when I'm at the keys. I come at things with an idea from earlier and then try to get it down. And in terms of the short story, I didn't have an outline. I rarely do for short stories, so I think maybe that was part of it, just the time it took to squeeze things from my brain to the page. It took about 4 days to write 2,000 words. With my fantasy project, I wonder if it's more that I'm an amateur at the field and that I didn't give myself enough time. I don't know if I'd ever write an outline for a short story unless it's a significantly longer one, but obviously I wanted an outline for fantasy, and I do have an outline, but it's pretty vague and pretty plot driven, and as I've been writing, I've been realizing that I didn't do enough in world building before Nano. So a lot of what I've been doing during Nano is doing the world building in sort of the next stage of outlining, a more detailed stage, and it's great and it's helpful. And again, I guess I just can't make that leap on my own to just writing a draft on the page without having more of an understanding of the world building and more of an understanding of specific moves even, because I actually didn't even get that far in my outline. It's not sort of chapter specifically scene by scene. And I think I might need that with the fantasy project, or at least that's what's propelling me forward in my writing, is not just starting immediately with a rough draft of the action, but doing another layer of outlining. I mean, this feels very new to me. Not only is it my first completely new draft of something in a while, but it's my first fantasy draft of something in a while, so I feel like I'm creating the rules anew, and maybe that's one of the greatest lessons of fiction, that sometimes is good and sometimes is bad, is that every new project is a new project. It's a new process. Although so far something that's stayed relatively the same is a long revision process. But my mantra is, so long as it's always getting better, I do not have to spin gold on the first try. I can start with straw and then weave the gold in. I'm not sure where I'm going with this metaphor. It's a good time to be rambling off metaphors, particularly when trying to make a word count. So those are some of my frazzled thoughts about writing fiction within the context of NaNoWriMo 2018. Meanwhile, I gotta get back to writing now, and I imagine that if you're doing Nano too, so do you! So thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope this was somewhat entertaining. Keep writing. Good luck on all of your creative projects. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.